Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kurt, and welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. Woof, indeed, Wolfie, you finally woofed there. Here we are in our open-aired hidey hole. Just happened to make it out of the side of a... Whoa! Good thing I came this way. It's pretty amazing stuff. Watch out for creepers, because, you know, they're up there. Cool. Well, I can't forget Wolfie. So yeah, Far Lands or Bust, we're back. Wolfie, where you at? There you are. Let's go check out what's on the other side of this mountain. I guess, is this part of the pseudo Canyon of Woe? It rhymes. Stuck under a tree. Pretty nice. Some lava down there, pretty dangerous. Some snow over there. And a mini little desert right here. It's like all the biomes encased in one small area. Neat stuff. Wolfie is stuck underneath the same tree. But anyway, yeah, we're back in Far Lands or Bust. We're at $2,306. So far has been raised for our Child's Play charity fundraiser over at farlandsorbust.com. That's 7% towards our goal, so go ahead and keep on going over there and check that out. And if you're able to contribute, that'd be much appreciated. The Farlander community is great at such things, so I appreciate it. And speaking of Farlanders, zombie must have died there. Speaking of Farlanders, this is the first video right after, I'm recording this the day after I released my 25,000 subscriber special. And yeah, so that happened, and I really do appreciate most everybody seem to enjoy it. It's pretty crazy how many people viewed that right away. It has like over 1,500 likes and over 800 comments, and I think within the first day, well over 10,000 views. So that's amazing. I really appreciate that. I was really quite nervous about that, to be honest. I mean, even while recording it, it was just like back and forth, and I'd start about 5 different times just because I'd start in with my intro and be like, oh, this is retarded. I can't do this. Panic attack. Breathe into the paper lunch bag. But yeah, it worked out pretty good, I think, and I'm glad everybody seemed to think it was pretty funny. So while I was editing it, I thought it was pretty funny, but I couldn't tell if I was just laughing at myself for being ridiculous or if I was actually laughing at what was going on in terms of the jokes. Let me shear some sheep. Oop. Woof. Yes, Wolfie is all into shearing sheep. But yeah, so that happened, and actually I'd like to dedicate this episode of Far Lands or Bust to answering a lot of the questions that were in that video. Obviously I can't make a follow-up to that video, or I could, but I don't want to. So I'm going to answer a lot of the questions from the comments, to point some of those things out, because a lot of you had questions about either myself or what was in the video and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to start right into that before I start getting distracted and start talking about other topics without running out of time answering these questions. So yeah. First question. Jank Stark 2Rs asks, I thought I was going to show off the office when we reach 10% of the Child's Play fundraiser. I'm still going to do that. Yeah, I realize it was kind of odd that you obviously got to see your first peek of the Far Lands or Bust office in that video and not the 10% video, but the 10% video is going to be a dedicated tour of the Far Lands or Bust office, which, as I mentioned in that video, is actually quite small, and you got a glimpse of quite most of it. Most of it in the 25,000 subscriber special. But I think I'm going to turn the 10% thing into, I'm going to show you around the office, blah, blah, blah. But I'm also going to show you, I'll maybe like put the camera over my shoulder while I'm recording and editing an episode, whether or not it be Far Lands or Bust or something like that, just because I got a lot of questions about my process and the way I work and the programs I use, so I think I'm going to do that. That's going to be more geared towards the 10% video, so I still have not forgotten about that, and that's still going on, so don't worry about it. Get over here. Thank you. So yeah, that's still going on. Whoop. Indeed. And then next question. Sorrels asks, I don't know how you stay so slim when all you eat are pizzas and hot dogs. Damn you! And I can just imagine him shaking his fist at the screen or up into the heavens. Damn you! I don't know either. I've always been slim and skinny all of my life, really. I gained a little bit of weight in college, but not all that much. You know, the freshman 15. But yeah, I think I kind of have a fast metabolism, but also I don't eat that much. I gained weight in college because I ate a lot. You know, you get the cafeteria from the dorm, you know, it's free food almost, so you just swipe your meal card and hey, a whole tray full of stuff. But yeah, I don't eat that much. I mean, for breakfast I have like generally an English muffin and a bowl of oatmeal and my coffee, of course, which is decaf now. But yeah, and then for lunch I have like, instead of eating a whole sandwich, I'll have like a half sandwich. This looks suspicious. Oh, maybe not. Okay, screw you, sand. So yeah, I don't, and like for dinner I just have a normal dinner. I don't eat that much, so I'm sure it's a combination of the fact that I do have a pretty fast metabolism, and I also just don't eat a lot of food. I keep my caloric intake on the down low. That kind of trailed off there. But yeah, sorry, I guess, for being skinny. Two people, Delta Whisker and Edwin Basta, asked what I was drinking there at the end of the video. I had a little glass, and if you looked in the background, there was the bottle, but it was pretty, you know, it's out of focus. You really couldn't see what was on it. But yeah, that was a whiskey, a Scotch whiskey that was from Springbank single malt Scotch whiskey. Obviously, they're in Scotland, and that was their 10-year aged 10-year variation. They have all the different variations. Springbank is one of the really big, you know, popular old, I guess, old world. You know, they've been around forever in Scotland, and that was the first bottle of theirs I bought just based on a recommendation I found online. Wolfie, keep hurting yourself. First, I need you to sit. Boop and a boop. All right, let's go. Yeah, Springbank is one of the big whiskey Scotch producers. It was kind of a little bit of an expensive bottle, but I got that back in October, and you know it lasts pretty long. That was, I'd liken that Scotch, just as I'm not much of a Scotch like connoisseur. I can't tell you how it's made or stuff like that. It all depends on where in Scotland it's made. I can't remember what type this was technically called. But it's very smoky. Like you can really smell or taste the charred oak barrels. You know, it was a really smoky, and it wasn't hard to drink. It's very smooth, but it's very sharp. That, you know, it's very woodsy flavor. I liked it. I don't know if I'll be getting it again. Like I said, it's pretty expensive, and I kind of like jumping around and trying different things. So yeah, that's what I was drinking. That was the last of the bottle there. It lasted me since October, so now I got to go out shopping for something else. But yeah, thank you for your question. Next question. The next few are about the Lego set. Super Mega Comedy Guy asks, where can I get it? The Lego set, Rocket. You can get it anywhere. You can just search for Lego number 10231. That's the, you know, all Legos kind of go by their set number. If you just search for that, it's on Amazon, Toys R Us, a whole bunch of other websites. So that's where you can get that. I guess I was gonna make a boat, but there's this island midway through, and I guess I can sleep on it. Yeah, that's where you can get that. And then Dave August asks, I remember having a space shuttle set 15 years ago. Do you know if that's still the same model? No, this one, this big, gigantic space shuttle is the latest one. It was released, there was a version in 2010, and this is the 2011 version. The 2010 version, I think, is called Space Shuttle Adventurer, and this one is Space Shuttle Expedition, different stickers. But yeah, this came out 2010, 2011 to kind of coincide with the retirement of the Space Shuttle program. There were a bunch of Lego Space Shuttle sets. I also had one that was actually from 1990. It was actually the first Lego Space Shuttle set, and I still have it actually in pieces. But it was, which one was that? I have all these down in my notes. That was number 1682. Like I said, it came out in 1990. It was one of my first Lego sets, I remember. And that one only had 392 pieces. But yeah, it was a little Lego space shuttle. It was only capable of holding one astronaut, but it did come with a little launch pad and launch tower. It was really cool. I enjoyed that. And it had like a little tiny satellite, but they don't make that one anymore. I think it's actually a little bit, you know, you can look for it on eBay. It's kind of valuable, but yeah, let's go to sleep here, and then we will continue with the questions when we wake up. Well, that's kind of cool. Just barely seeing the mountains in the horizon over the moonrise. But yeah, sleep. And awakeness. And I gotta make sure I'm traveling in the right direction. But yeah. Yeah, I'm sure you've had a Lego space shuttle. They've made many of them over the years, but if it was 15 years ago, there were other ones. Like I said, 1990 was the first, to the best of my knowledge and what I just checked on the internet, was the first Lego space shuttle, and that one I have somewhere. But now I have this one to replace it. So yeah, along those same lines, Mocha 2007 and Coco asks, what was the largest Lego set you've made? He says he built the Death Star, which has 3,300 pieces. I have not built the Death Star. I think this one, in terms of pieces, is the biggest I've made. The actual biggest in terms of the size, I had the Black Seas Barracuda, which is Lego number 6285 from way back in the day. That one was 900 pieces, 909 pieces. That was, as a kid, probably my biggest Lego set that I've had, and that one I know is a collectible now. I still have it, although I don't think it's in the greatest state of condition, because it had little fabric pirate, what are those things called, sails and things like that on the ship. But yeah, I had the Black Seas Barracuda. I think that's the biggest. I mean, I had a few of those Technic piece models, but I don't know how many pieces those had, and they didn't really seem that much more complicated. But yeah, the Black Seas Barracuda is probably the, other than this space shuttle, is probably the biggest Lego set I've had. On with the questions. Chesno55 Beta asks, did anyone else see the DS game in the background? No, I didn't either, because there is no DS game in the background in my office. I don't own a DS or anything like that. You might have seen, there is a case for a PC game that was in the background, kind of off over my shoulder underneath the lamp in the background. I don't know if you'll be able to tell what it is, but that is the game I've been referencing that I'm trying to play. I was trying to get permission from the, from the developer, but I never heard back from them, so I'm just going to start playing it. And actually, I'm probably going to start recording that after this video, because I had to go out and buy a new controller. My other controller I had was a Logitech Rumble Pad wireless thingamabob, but it simply wouldn't recognize it. It either wants an Xbox 360 controller or no controller at all. It doesn't take anything else. And so I don't like the Xbox 360 controller, like I mentioned before. I actually went out and got Logitech, which I didn't know. I didn't catch their name. Somebody in the video where I was mentioning my controller woes turned me on to Logitech has a new set of kind of PlayStation style controllers. And I went out, somebody gave me a $25 Best Buy gift card. Obviously somebody who knows I never shop at Best Buy. So I went out there and it was $25, and it actually, you plug it in and it actually emulates an Xbox controller. So now I've got that, so now I should be able to play this game all right. So I'm hopefully going to start recording that after this video. So maybe some of you can head back to the 25,000 subscriber special and figure out what game it is, but until then, it's a secret. Indeed. Oatsell7 asks, sorry, I can't like read and walk at the same time. Asks, what's the name of the microphone that's on your desk? That is actually the Blue Yeti USB condenser mic that I bought, and I've actually returned it. I kept it just for that. I didn't know what the audio quality on the camcorder was going to be, and it actually turned out to be just fine. A little bit echoey and a little bit of static, but it turned out to be better than the microphone, that Yeti microphone that was on my desk. simply because it was on my desk. It was catching way too much of the Lego pieces falling around and the desk noises and things like that. So I ended up just using the audio from the camcorder, but I had that as standby. But I returned that to Amazon simply because, like I mentioned this before, I got it in hopes of kind of improving my audio quality, but that mic is so good that it was picking up all my keyboard strokes and all the other stuff. It probably would have been remedied if I got like a boom for it, so it wasn't so close to my keyboard or getting the vibrations from my desk. But I just decided to return it because it was a little bit overkill for my uses. And actually, Amazon, I don't know if I say enough good things about Amazon, but they're really awesome. They didn't even charge me return shipping. I thought they'd at least do that because it wasn't their fault. I just changed my mind about it. They didn't charge me return shipping. They didn't charge me any restocking fees, as opposed to, I like Newegg, but Newegg, when I returned that headset I was trying out that I said was crushing my gigantic Irish head, when I returned that headset, you know, they charged me $15 for, you know, a restocking fee and then also a, you know, the return shipment fee and stuff like that. Yeah, but Amazon, awesome sauce. Thanks for helping me save some money there by not charging me a restocking or shipping back fee. But yeah, that microphone is no more. I don't have that one anymore. But if you're some sort of podcaster or singer or musician, and I would recommend that microphone if you're shopping for microphones. But yeah, a Gray Phantom, a frequent commenter at Farlands or Bust, I just recognized the name, asks if anybody here is subscribed to Hannah Hart of My Drunk Kitchen. Obviously, as I said before, I kind of was inspired with those quick cuts and the way I timed that episode by the My Drunk Kitchen episodes to kind of make it more rapid fire jokes and things like that. Even though I'm sure she's, you know, she probably was influenced by someone else. So that's just where I kind of got the idea in terms of YouTube in real life comedy videos. He asks, has she seen this yet? I hope she has. I'm sure she'd be flattered. I'm sure she would be too, but I don't know if it really applies. I'm sure if I was cooking, maybe she might be interested, but I don't think. I thought this was a bigger piece of land than it is. I don't know that building Legos. Maybe if I named it like My Drunk Legos, but I didn't start drinking till the end, and I didn't get drunk. So. Yeah, I don't think she has. I haven't sent it to her. I'm not going to be like, look at my video. I'm not going to be one of those people. But yeah, that indeed, a lot of people were saying, yes, it reminds me of My Drunk Kitchen. Yes, that's where my inspiration for the editing on that video was. Boop, 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 boop. What else? Tanja Romiri? Tanja Romiri, that's a spicy meatball. Here I go with the Italian pizza guy again. They ask, I might have that same shirt. Where did you buy it? They're, of course, speaking of the blue button-up shirt I was wearing. It's a very common shirt. Hi, Wolfie. It's a very common shirt. You know, I'm sure you could get something like that from anywhere, but I guess in particular, that shirt is a Brooks Brothers extra slim fit Supima, I don't know, Supima cotton, you know, an OCBD, Oxford cloth button down. It's a very standard shirt. I've been lately getting my shirts from Brooks Brothers because they have the extra slim fit line, and as I opened with, I am kind of a skinny guy, and those just fit me well, and because I'm tall also, they allow you to, you know, you choose the neck size, but also the sleeve length you can customize, and they're made in the USA as well. So I was waiting around for a sale, and they had kind of an after Christmas sale, because normally they're a little bit pricey, but I'd rather spend more on something made in the USA than not. So yeah, that's all that shirt is. It's pretty. I own quite a few of those. They're pretty basic. They fit me, so that's what I wear. Indeed. Yeah. So thanks for the shirt question. I guess along the same lines, Xerox Cape asks, what watch am I wearing? My wristwatch it's just a Timex. I think the model is called the Timex Weekender. It's like $25 on Amazon or something like that. But then I got somewhere else. I got the strap, which is just a NATO watch strap. For those of you who know your watch straps. For those of you who know your watch straps, it's just a NATO watch strap. style watch strap. I can't remember where I got it though. Somewhere online. But yeah, another. Look at all this gravel. Wow. What? This is craziness. All right, sit down, Wolfie. I don't want you falling in case this does collapse. Oh. Dang. That really goes down there. Investigating the gravel. Holy crap, look at all this gravel. Interesting. That's so weird. Oh. Nah, get me out of here. It's kind of crazy. If I do say so myself, and I do. Sorry, I'm enthralled by all this gravel I'm coming across. Oh, the sun's going down. I should be making my hidey hole. Let me make it somewhere a little bit more out in the open. But yeah, that was actually all the questions I had. Actually, before I close, my favorite comment, it wasn't a question, but my favorite comment on that video, Wolfie, you jackass, get over here. I don't know why he always runs away. There we go. My favorite comment on that video was by Oklahoma State 2. I'm assuming Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State 2 said, "Kurt looks like Seananners' dad." I was just laughing and laughing at that. That was hilarious. I mean, a lot of people sometimes, if they're just watching my videos, they say I sound a little bit like Seananners, which I will take as a compliment since he's so popular and such a good commentator, and you know, this is the sort of thing he does for a living. But Kurt looks like Seananners' dad. Hilarious. Yes, I realize I might look older than I act. In about 6 months, I'm going to be 30, so... but that way... Sorry, that just makes me laugh. Indeed. So, yeah. Anyway, moving on. Oop, I meant to make 2 beds. What am I doing? I guess I can stand to make another boat, too, while I'm at it. Yeah, so... Farlands or Bust. Certainly, once again, thanks for all your support for that video. Making me feel at ease. A lot of you are saying I should do that sort of thing more often. I don't know about that. We'll see. But yeah. Boonk. This has been an episode of Farlands or Bust. Certainly, keep on going to farlandsorbust.com to contribute to our Child's Play charity fundraiser. Like I said, we're trying to reach $29,220, and we're at 7% right now. So thank you, everybody who has contributed so far and who continues contributing. That's amazing. But yeah, thanks. Once again, I said that like 16 times this episode, but thank you, thank you, thank you. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you're not already. And my name is Kurt. I will see you next time.